So in the last class we have started this, right? Like we are having a place called Königsberg in Germany, where we are having 7 bridges. The requirement is we have to pass through each bridge exactly once, and we have to complete. That is what the requirement. We have to come to the same place. That's what the requirement. So when we consider this particular problem as a graph problem, we can convert like this entire thing as one place, this as another place. Like this we can consider this as one vertex, this has another vertex, this has another vertex, this has another vertex. Like this 4 vertices we can consider. And from, let us consider this as a, this is b. From a to b we are having an edge, and from b to c we are having an edge. Like this b to d we will be having an edge. And in addition to that, a to d, a to d we will be having 2 edges. Similarly c to d will be having 2 edges. Multiple edges also we can have in a graph, right? So we can convert this entire scenario as a graph. When we convert this, we will be getting 4 vertices and 7 edges, of course. Yes or no? For each bridge we will be having an edge. Yes or no? How many vertices we will be getting? Yes, respond, ma'am. Yeah, 4 vertices will be getting, 7 edges will be getting. Yeah, this kind of thing, like 4 places, 1 2 3 4, this is 1 2 3 4. And in between this a and d we are having 2 bridges, right? So 1 and 3 we are having 2 edges. Similarly here you consider d and c we are having 2 bridges, so 2 edges will be having between 3 and 4. Like this entire thing we can consider as a graph. Okay, same thing represented like this. Okay, next this is called as 7 bridges of Königsberg. Actually uh, Königsberg bridge problem. This is famous problem. By uh, observing this particular problem in this scenario, like 7 bridges we are having, how we can go through all these things. A scientist called Euler, okay, a scientist called Euler has introduced the concept of graph theory, which is the what you call most studied research area, graph theory. um, it has been introduced with the intuition from this particular problem. Okay, Euler has invented this. Now how he has converted is, he has converted every place as a vertex, and if there is a path, if there is a bridge, then there is an edge between those two vertices. Like that he has converted, and he was trying to solve this problem, whether we could able to get such kind of path or not. Like starting from one vertex, by visiting all the edges exactly once and come back to the same place. That is what the requirement. That is visiting all the bridges exactly once and come back to the same place. This is the requirement. And he has observed several things in solving that particular problem. In pursuing this problem, he has observed several things and he has proved those. Yeah, some of those we'll be seeing. Yeah, see, in this particular whatever we have converted, 4 vertices we are having, 7 edges we are having. In this he has found that there is no tool that uses each edge exactly once. If you start from any vertex, you can start from here or you can start from here. If you go to if you travel through some edge, then to this, then to this, then come back to this, then these two will not be covered. If you cover like this, you go to this first, you can, I think it is not visible. Yeah, if you go to this and come back to this, then if you go to this, then this, then this, then come back to this, then also we could not able to reach this one. Why? Because this is the starting point for us. So there is no tour. Tour in the sense we will start from one place and come back to the same place, yes or no? Tour in the sense we will start from our home, let us say, we will visit all the places and come back to the same place, okay, our where we have started. That is called tour, right? So that kind of tour is not present in this particular Königsberg bridge problem, okay, that he has observed first. Next, can we say even if we allow walk to start and finish in different places, can we are we having such kind of thing? If you start from one place and come back to another place, is it possible like that? Hmm. Tour in the sense we will start from, no, why? Whatever we have tried earlier, like this, then like this, is it is it not correct? It is, sorry, is it tour or not? This particular edge we are missing, yes or no? Like that, we have to we can observe that even if you start from one vertex and it is allowed, if you assume that it is allowed to end at some other vertex by covering all the edges of the graph, that is also not possible in this particular example. That also he has observed, okay. Why? In the sense, here if you observe, what's the degree of each vertex? You please calculate and tell what's the degree of this vertex. What is the degree of this vertex? It is 3. What is the degree of this? 3. What's the degree of this? 3. What's the degree of this? 5, I think. Yeah. So as we are having all the degrees as odd, we cannot get such kind of tour, okay, such kind of tour. Why? Because as per the requirement we have to start from one vertex, we have to visit exactly, we have to visit each edge exactly once, okay. Suppose start from one vertex and you have to visit each edge exactly once, in the sense you cannot go in the same edge again, so you have to consider another edge. So at least two we should have, yes or no? At least two we should have. Next, again if you consider same criteria for the next vertex, here also you cannot go to the same vertex by using the same edge, you need to have another edge. So you should have like this. So at least two we should have. Suppose if you are having like this, now can we consider it as uh, the tour? Here also we are going through this, then to this, then to this, then we are coming back to this vertex. Now from here how we can go? We need to have another edge, then only we can go. We cannot take this one or this one or this one, so we need to have one more. So whenever we consider any vertex, any graph where we are having the this kind of tour, then for every vertex if there is an edge, then definitely we should have another edge which will which will be used to go out, yes or no? So every vertex should have even degree. That's what is evident from this example, yes or no? So starting from here we cannot go back to the same vertex by using the same edge. We should have another edge at least like this, then only it can be considered as a tour. Similarly, similar condition we can apply for other vertices as well. If we have two, then it's fine. Otherwise if we have three, then it should be four, okay. We cannot have three. Why? Because if that is the case, First time we will suppose a vertex is having the degree 3, let us say degree 3 like this. First time we will come to this vertex by using this edge, so we cannot take this edge again. So to go out of this vertex, we will be considering another edge, one of the two edges we will be considering. Okay, somehow if you arrive to this particular vertex, some after visiting so many vertices will come to this vertex. From here if you go to again the same vertex. Okay, now three edges we have covered, we have visited already. Now from here how we can go back? That's why we should not have any vertex with odd degree. So every vertex should have even degree, then we will be having such kind of tour. Is it clear? If every vertex is having even degree, then only such kind of tour is possible. Yes, any doubt? Okay, next you consider what we call such kind of tour. This kind of tour we call it as Euler circuit or Euler tour. Okay, Euler circuit or Euler tour we will say, or Euler cycle in simply. Euler circuit or Euler cycle. Cycle in the sense in general we will start from one vertex and come back to the same vertex. That's what cycle graph, right? Cycle graph how we will be having, C3 means three vertices we will be having. Let us say v1, v2, v3, three vertices. Then v1 to v2 there should be an edge, v2 to v3 there should be an edge, from v3 to v1 will be having an edge, that is C3. That is cycle graph. Similar to that, here also we will be having sequence of edges with which we could able to form a cycle. That's why such kind of cycle we call it as Euler cycle, where we are having the additional property that the cycle should cover all the edges in the graph. That is Euler cycle or Euler circuit. Is it clear? Yes. Yes, any doubts, ma? Okay, now yes, here second question, even if you allow the walk to start and finish in different places, that is we can start from one place and we can end at other place, but satisfying the property that each edge we will pass through each edge exactly once. Okay, by satisfying this condition, if you start from one vertex, let us say this vertex, and if you end with at some other vertex, then that we call it as Euler walk or Eulerian path, or we can yeah, Eulerian path or Eulerian trail also. I'm repeating once again. If you go through each edge exactly once, and if you start at one vertex and end at another vertex, then such kind of path we call it as Eulerian path. Okay, Eulerian path or Eulerian trail, or we can say Eulerian walk as well. Whenever we start at one vertex and end at the same vertex, then such kind of tour we call it as Eulerian circuit or Eulerian cycle. Are these two clear? We will see the formal definitions. You need not worry about the definition, just whether you have got the concept or not. Yes. Yeah, now same thing is given here. Eulerian path or Eulerian trail, Euler walk, anything you can call, in a graph is a path that uses each edge precisely only once. Okay, if such a path exists, such kind of graph we call it as traversable graph. If such Eulerian path exists in any graph, then such kind of graph we can call it as traversable graph. Okay, you need not worry about this term much, but Eulerian path is very important. Eulerian path is nothing but we will start at one vertex and we will we will go through each edge exactly once, and we will end the path at some vertex. Such kind of path we call it as Eulerian path. If a graph contains Eulerian path, then we can say such kind of graph as traversable graph. Okay, now in this particular graph, what's the Eulerian path here given? A to C, A to C, then C to D, D to E, then B to, sorry, E to B, then E to B, B to D, then A to D to A, then A to B. Like this, we have started here and ended here. So is it covering every edge? It is covering this, 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 then. So every edge is being covered by this particular path. So can we consider it as Eulerian path? Yes. So Eulerian path is nothing but it passes through every edge exactly once, uh, and we will start at one vertex and we will end at some other vertex. Such kind of thing we call it as Eulerian path. Suppose by satisfying the constraint that passing through each edge exactly once and come back to the same vertex where we have started, that we call it as Eulerian cycle. Eulerian cycle or Eulerian circuit or Euler tour, anything we can call. In a graph is a cycle that uses each edge precisely once. Okay, if such a cycle exists, then that graph is called Eulerian graph. That graph is called Eulerian graph. Whenever we say there exists a Eulerian circuit in a graph, then that graph is Eulerian. Okay, is it clear? Are we having any Eulerian circuit in this graph? Are we having any Eulerian circuit in this? Yes or no? No. Why? Because why? What's the counter case? How can we prove that it is not having Eulerian cycle? Due to which vertex it is violating? It has some odd degree vertex. That's correct. Here you can see A is having the degree 3, B is having the degree 3, and D is 4, E is 2, C is 2. Okay, fine. But A and B are having odd degrees. So even if you have one degree, one vertex with odd degree, then that particular graph will not have Eulerian circuit. Eulerian circuit. Okay, can we have a graph which contains only one odd degree vertex? I'm repeating the question. Can we have a graph with one odd degree vertex? No. Why? Because yesterday also we have seen, I think, yesterday, day before yesterday, I think. Hmm. Why? Because there is handshaking theorem, right? 2 into E is equal to, that is sum of the degrees of all the vertices equal to double of the number of edges. Based upon this, we have proved that number of odd degree vertices in any graph will be even. Okay, so we cannot have a graph where we will be having odd number of odd degree vertices. That we can say only even number of odd degree vertices we will be having. Like you can consider simple graph, two vertices we are having. Now how many vertices we are having with odd degree? 2. Why? Because for this degree is 1, for this also degree is 1, so number of odd degree vertices will be 2. So by considering this, we can say if we have odd degree vertices, then we will not be having Eulerian cycle. Okay, why? We have seen in the previous slide. Okay, next let us see some of the examples. Of course, this also we can see, we can prove that it is not Eulerian. Why? Because Why? Because it is having the degree 3. Directly we can say this by showing this. Uh, in proving something, I will say, of course, in proving something, let us say n square is equal to n times n. This I wanted to prove. In proving this one, if I say 2 square is equal to 4 and 2 times 2 is also 2, 2 times 2 is also 4, then can we claim that n square is equal to n, n times n? Can we claim by showing this? Yes or no? No. Why? Because it is just one example. It may not be true for all, but I will show you one thing. Square root of n is equal to n by 2. Square root of n is equal to n by 2. I will show you this one. N is equal to 4. Square root of n is 2, right? Next, n by 2 is also 2. Can we climb this one? Square root of n is equal to n by 2 by saying this? Yes or no? Can we climb square root of n is equal to n by 2 by showing for n value 4 it is true? No. Why? Because we can disprove it by showing for n is equal to 9 it is not true. Square root of n is 3, n by 2 is 4, so it is not true. So by using this counter example we can disprove the statement. So this is also one of the techniques. Try to understand the difference. By using an example we cannot prove it, but by using an example we can disprove it, one statement. So in other sense, suppose you need to prove that square root of n is not equal to n by 2. Square root of n is not equal to n by 2 for all n greater than 2, let us say. For all n greater than 2. This is what you have to prove. What we can do is, let us assume that square root of n is equal to n by 2 only. That is, we will assume this is true, and we will give the counter example that for n value 9 this particular thing is false. Okay, this is false. Then whatever the assumption we have made that is false, that means square root of n is not equal to n by 2. This is proof by contradiction, isn't it? But in that proof by contradiction we are using proof by example. By using an example we can disprove some statement that can be used to prove some other thing. Okay, just as the discussion came I have told. Yeah, similarly here also it is not Eulerian. To prove this, just to, if you give counter example that it is not Eulerian, that is fine. That is, it is having odd degree vertex, so it is sufficient to claim that it is not Eulerian graph. Okay, next, it contains no in fact it contains no Euler trial. Euler trial in the sense, what is meant by Euler trial? Hmm. Just answer ma. Euler trial or Euler path or Euler walk is nothing but from one vertex we will start, and by covering all the edges and we will end at a different vertex. That is called Eulerian path or Eulerian trial. So in this we don't have such kind of path as well. Why? Because here you can consider earlier one, like we have completed these two, then we went to this, then we will be here. We cannot cover this particular edge in this one. Okay, why we will be seeing, but as of now you can try several possibilities to get the Eulerian path in this. we will not be able to get Eulerian trial or Eulerian path as well. Okay, from this we have determined one thing, that if we have all the vertices with odd what you call even degree, then only we will be having Eulerian circuit. If any vertex is having odd degree, straight away we can say it will not contain Eulerian circuit or Eulerian cycle. Okay, similar to that we will be seeing now. See, a connected graph G is Eulerian if and only if G is connected and no vertices of odd degree. This is what we have observed in the previous example, and of course that is only given here. Next, about Eulerian trial, this is the one. We should have Eulerian trial. Suppose a graph is having an Eulerian trial, then we should have exactly two vertices of odd degree. Exactly two vertices of odd degree we should have if a graph to contain Eulerian path. Okay, exactly two odd degree vertices. Okay, that is the requirement. If we have more than two odd degree vertices, this is the example. What's the degree of this? This is 3. What's the degree of this? 3. This is 5. For this 3. Now we are having more than two odd degree vertices. So straight away we can claim that it does not contain Eulerian path. Okay, and there is one more restriction, that Eulerian path may exist. Eulerian path may exist if we have only two odd degree vertices. Okay, only two odd degree vertices. But we should start that Eulerian path at one of the odd degree vertices, and we will travel through all the other vertices, and we have to end at other odd degree vertex. Suppose there exist only two odd degree vertices, A and B. Then Eulerian path we can have in this particular graph, provided we have to start that path, we have to start that walk at one of the vertices, one of the odd degree vertices, and we have to end at other vertex, other odd degree vertex. Then only we will be having Eulerian path. Got it? Same thing here depicted. See, graph G has Eulerian trial from node A to some other node B. Okay, node A to B we went. Node A to B we went. If and only if G is connected and A is not equal to B are the only two nodes of odd degree. These are the only two nodes of odd degree. What does it mean? If we have odd degree vertices, then exactly two we will be having, and one of the two odd degree vertices we have to start the Eulerian path, and other one we have to, at other one we have to stop. This is the restriction. This is the theorem, second theorem. Is it clear? Yes. We will see some of the examples. Yeah. This is also another observation, like G has Eulerian trial. Trial in the sense Eulerian path from node A to B. Okay. Now, for every node besides A and B, for every node besides A and B, T uses an edge to exit for each edge it uses to enter. Correct? Suppose let us say we will start at A. Okay, this is neighbor to A. Okay, every node besides A and B. So this is the node which is besides A. Okay, it has to choose another vertex, another edge, right, to go out of this. So thus the degree of node is even, definitely. The degree of this particular node is even. Similar to that, it has to be same for all other nodes, and coming back to B, it will end at B. So it need not have another edge. So it can have odd degree vertex. Odd degree. It can have odd degree. This is the observation. Suppose if A and B are same, that means we will be having like this. What does it mean? Here A is also having even degree. If every vertex is having even degree, automatically this particular graph will be having Eulerian circuit. Okay, this is the observation. Like, try to understand here. Simple, they are generalizing two facts. If there is Euler trial from A to B, okay, A and B not necessarily distinct. That means A is not equal to B or A equal to B. Okay, there is no known thing. Then definitely all other for all other vertices we are arguing. Try to understand. A and B will be here. Okay, A will be here, B will be here. Okay, we will start at A, let us assume. Then if you consider any neighbor of A, if you go through this particular edge, it has to go out of this by using another edge. So that particular vertex should have even degree. Similarly, another vertex also we will be having same kind of argument. So all other vertices will be having even degree. Then come back to B, let us assume. Come back to B. Now if A and B are same, what does it mean? These two are same. Then this A or B will also have even degree. Yes or no? A or B also has even degree. If every vertex is having even degree, then it will be having Euler circuit. That will become Euler circuit, and that graph becomes Eulerian graph. If A and B are distinct, we don't have what you call A equal to B. A is not equal to B. Then what does it mean? A can have odd degree and B can have odd degree. Any of the intermediate nodes should not have odd degree. So we can say this as the Eulerian path. And A and B are the only two vertices with odd degree. Clear? Yes? Yes? Okay. Now this is the example. Is this Eulerian graph or not? Eulerian graph in the sense Eulerian circuit we should have. So let us start from A to B, we can go B to C, then we can go to C to D, then D to E to C, then F, then A. So it is Eulerian circuit, and the graph is Eulerian graph. Like this, we can give Eulerian cycle in order to climb the graph as Eulerian. Okay, next, and one more thing. C we have visited while going from A. We are visiting the C. Then while coming from E, again we are visiting C. There is no restriction that we should not visit the same vertex again. There is a restriction that we should not go through the same edge again. We should not go through the same edge more than once. That is the only restriction. So if you satisfy that one exactly once, if you go through all the edges of the graph, then we can say it as Eulerian cycle, and the graph is Eulerian. That's it. Yeah. Is this Eulerian? Is this Eulerian? Yes, of course. Straight away we can say. Next, you consider this graph. Is this Eulerian? Yes. How can you say? Either we should able to give one thing, that Eulerian cycle. Otherwise, every vertex degree is even. Okay. No odd degree vertex should present. Then we can claim that it is Eulerian graph. Yeah. Next, there is a notion called Hamiltonian graph. Earlier we have discussed with respect to edges. Now we will discuss with respect to vertices. Suppose if there exists a path that visits each vertex exactly once. Okay. Yesterday we have introduced one example before closing the class. What was it? Like, you have constructed a villa. Let us say these all are some what you call enclave. Let us assume. you are having several villas inside the compound. Okay, now you are having roads as well, that is roads I am indicating as edges. Okay, is this graph kind of representation or not? Is this graph or not? Hmm. Is this graph or not? Every yeah, every villa we can consider as a vertex, and if there is a road from one villa to another one, we can attach those two with an edge. That's it. Now we have to find a tour. Okay, we have to find a tour. Let us assume we will start from one vertex here. Okay, we will start from one villa. Okay, entrance villa is this, let us assume. We have to visit, we have to show to the customer every villa. Okay, every villa, and exactly once we have to go to each villa and come back to the same place. Okay, this is what the requirement. We have to go through, like we can go through from here to here, then here, here, come here, then this, then this, then this, then this, then this, like this. Okay, let us assume we are having direct edge from here to here. Why? Because otherwise we will not, we cannot reach. Yes or no? We are having direct road from here to here, then this path will go like this. Okay, then this way. So whenever we have this kind of cycle possible, where we will be visiting each and every vertex exactly once, such kind of cycle we call it as Hamiltonian cycle. Each vertex of the graph we should visit exactly once, and we have to visit every vertex of the graph. Then such kind of cycle we call it as Hamiltonian cycle. If starting vertex and end vertex are different, then that particular path we call it as Hamiltonian path. Earlier, like we have seen Eulerian path and Eulerian cycle, that is with respect to edges. Hamiltonian path, Hamiltonian cycle with respect to vertices. Okay, Hamiltonian path is nothing but it is a path that visits each vertex exactly once. Every vertex we should visit, and we should visit every vertex exactly once. That's the requirement. Next, Hamiltonian cycle. Here we will be having a cycle which visits each vertex exactly once. Exactly once, and except the first one where we have started. Why? Because as we are saying it as a cycle, we have to start at one vertex and we have to go back to the same vertex. So that particular vertex, except that vertex, remaining all vertices will be visited only once. First vertex will be visited twice. That's it. That is Hamiltonian cycle. If a graph is having the Hamiltonian path, that graph we call it as traceable graph. That means we could able to visit through all the vertices. So it is traceable graph. If a graph is containing Hamiltonian cycle, then that graph is Hamiltonian graph. Like if a graph contains Eulerian cycle, that we call it as Eulerian graph. Similarly, Hamiltonian cycle, if you have Hamiltonian graph. Okay. Suppose if you have, yeah, any doubts so far? Okay. Suppose if you have a graph which contains Eulerian cycle, can we say that graph as traversable? Try to understand the question. If a graph is having Eulerian cycle, can we say that graph as traversable? Yes. Eulerian path if you have, definitely Eulerian cycle also. Cycle if you have, path will also exist. Yeah, Hussein, what's your argument? Why it will not be having Eulerian path if a cycle is there? Okay, see here. Similarly here, Hamiltonian path if you have, definitely we could cycle if you have, definitely. Okay, Hamilton. Yeah, I am repeating once again. Try to see. If you have Eulerian cycle, then there exists Eulerian path also in the graph. That's what we are climbing. Is that true or not? Hamiltonian cycle if you have, Hamiltonian path also we can have in that particular graph. Similarly, yes or no? The answer is yes. Then similarly here, if a graph contains a Hamiltonian cycle, then it will contain Hamiltonian path as well. Okay, and here some vertical justification also given. Any Hamiltonian cycle can be converted to Hamiltonian path by removing one of its edges. Suppose if the last one you remove, then automatically it will become Hamiltonian path, or this one. You are starting at one vertex and ending at here, so it is Hamiltonian path. If you attach these two, then it will become Hamiltonian cycle. But if you have Hamiltonian path, there is no guarantee that there exists Hamiltonian cycle. But if you have cycle, then for path we can guarantee. That's what we can observe. Yes, is it clear? Yeah. Now, is this Hamiltonian or not? This particular graph Hamiltonian in the sense we should start at one vertex, and we have to visit every vertex exactly once and come back to the same vertex. That is Hamiltonian cycle. If cycle is exist, then we can say it as Hamiltonian graph. Yeah. Yeah. Is it Hamiltonian or not? Like this, we can go. We can go. Then yes. Yeah. Any ordering can you able to give? Let us say 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you tell. We should visit each vertex exactly once and come back to the same vertex. I hope we have given a name for every vertex. Yeah. Now you tell ordering. Orally you tell instead of typing. That will be better. Hmm. Yeah, Hafiz. Orally you tell ma.
So 1, 2,
Ah,
3, 4,
1, 2, 3, 4.
then 15,
Okay. 15,
13,
13,
12,
12,
9,
12. I think here we missed our but 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. This let us assume this has 21. Yeah. From 12, 21.
21,
Hmm.
18,
Yeah.
11, 20, 17,
Okay.
Then
Now you enter inside, maybe like this. Okay, this is 7. Huh?
1. Okay,
Uh,
sir. 7. Then 6,
mm,
10, 9,
mm,
8,
mm,
14,
uh,
16, 5.
mm. Come out. 5, then 1. Is it fine? I think we have covered everything. Yes. So it is Hamiltonian cycle. So this graph is Hamiltonian. Like this, we should able to find what whether the graph is Hamiltonian or not by giving Hamiltonian cycle. Okay. So this is one. Yeah. I will do this. Yeah. Here there is another Hamiltonian cycle given. You can start from here. You can go to 1 2 3, then these all you can cover, then come back to the outer circle, then come back to the outermost. Yeah, like this we can say it as Hamiltonian cycle. Okay, next, is this Hamiltonian graph, is this Hamiltonian graph? No. Why? Because Hamiltonian graph, why? Because we will be, if you start from any vertex, we have to end at the same vertex, right? So if you start from here, we cannot come back to this without visiting this particular vertex, say only once. So this is not Hamiltonian graph, but Hamiltonian path are we having? Yes. Why? Because this is the path. From here to here we can go, from here to here, like this. This is a path. Now you consider we are having up to this, what we say, such kind of thing. We are starting here, we are going like this, then this, then this, then coming here. What we call this particular path? Hmm. If you end here itself, that is Hamiltonian path. If you go up to this, what we call that? Is this Hamiltonian
Euler
cycle?
path.
Huh? Yes.
Euler path.
Very good. That is Euler path. Why? Because it is covering all the edges of the graph. So it is. Is it Eulerian graph? Is this Eulerian graph? Straight away we can say
No,
no.
sir.
Why? Because it is having odd degree vertex. Okay, but it is traversable graph. Why? Because it is having Eulerian path. Okay. Next, consider other examples. Here it is Eulerian tour we are having. Like starting from here, we can go like this, then come back to the same vertex. So this is Eulerian cycle. So the graph is Eulerian graph. Next, Hamiltonian path can we able to have? Here is no. Why? Because Hamiltonian path. Why? Because this is the only vertex between these two, right? We can consider. Okay, just this kind of vertex we call it as cut vertex in general. Cut vertex. Just in 1 minute, I will try to give you overview. Cut vertex is the vertex in the graph. If you remove that vertex, we will be getting disconnected graph. Like if you remove this vertex, these all edges will also be removed, right? These all edges will also be removed. Then we will be having this as a separate component, this as another component. So the graph will get disconnected. Although this entire thing is a graph, okay, we'll be having this as one component, this as another component. So the graph will get disconnected. Such kind of vertex we call it as cut vertex, or in more technical words we can say articulation point. This is very important for placements. In general, they will be asking in orally in the interviews, or if you attempt for coding interview, then they will be giving you the direct question. Given a graph, find articulation points in the graph. This is the question directly. How could able to find that, you should come to know. First of all, what is articulation point? You try to understand. If you remove that vertex along with its edges, of course, if you remove the vertex, automatically edges will also go, right? Edges will not stand like this without any vertical terminal end vertices. So if you remove vertex, automatically edges will also go. Then the graph will get disconnected. Such kind of vertex we call it as what we call. Yes, such kind of vertex we call it as articulation point. Articulation point or cut vertex. Okay, both are same. So as we are having here articulation point, we cannot have Hamiltonian path. That is directly evident. Okay, next in the next class we will be seeing how we could able to find a Eulerian cycle or path kind of thing, and some other facts related to that. Hamiltonian cycle, Hamiltonian path, Eulerian circuit, Eulerian path we'll be seeing in the next class. Okay, thank you, ma. You can enter your roll number and can leave. Thank you.